I think I just picked up on the download. I was thinking of the Garden of Eden, but trying to find out I found some shit. So I forgot I was looking this shit up, right? Because 2017, right? Fuck it. Yeah. All right. So 2017, right? I saw through a wall, right? Infrared vision, um, some shit like that, right? So that being said, I always try to figure out where it came from, right? I even looked up animals that was tied to it, some type of shit, bro. Anything, bro. I was like just trying to see what tied, like who sees through thermal vision. Has anybody else seen through a fucking wall with thermal vision? And I'm saying this 2017, bro. So it's like I don't give a fuck about sharing this. So it's like when this is how I know some shit, cause this was around when they brought some type of virus, but they was playing, they was trying to cool off North Carolina, right? They was trying to cool off North Carolina with snow, right? And the area I was in doesn't snow like heavily, like how New York or something would snow. North Carolina don't really do that shit. It might be a little like a certain part, like closer to the coast. But anyways, I was just trying to figure out shit. But I remember I was watching Collide, and it's somebody else too that helped me gain like that sparked some, right? Because I was learning about the sun already between him, Planet X, uh, James Kaufman, just people who was talking about it, so I could like, because once I understand something for myself, I can see it in my own way. I can do it in my own way. It's always been do it in my own way, but now I'm seeing it. But I guess you only do it in your own way when you see it in your own way, because that's how it manifests. Mental, physical. There's other ways, but dealing with mental and physical, yeah. Getting off topic, like, don't try to judge me for the way I be talking and shit, cause it's not the right move. But I don't know, like, I know I'm a certain person. You just always been that person you shouldn't hate, cause it was never a reason to, unless it was your anxiety or making up shit in your head from your anxiety, right? Which fucked with your awareness of me because my energy is cool, so you want to come around me. What's going to keep you away is your spirit, which is your perspective. Other than that, I always been in the heart, just in this world. It started me down, and I realized when I was a youngin', it's like 13, 15, people was listening to me, bro. For real, like old heads, everything. They used to be smoking on the green box. And he used to listen to Young Buck. And I remember the first time I had to deal with sadness, and then sadness out of love, being hurt. It felt like I went backwards, and I'm sitting here like, I knew this, I knew that, what the fuck? Like, I'm putting myself in this situation, people saying I'm young, but really, that age shit don't even match up to me as an individual. Not saying that I'm too old to listen to some, just like, I knew. Like, I knew things that I wasn't even doing, but it related. It wasn't like I was lying, though. It just related to people. So, like, because it really, now that I'm consciously aware of it, I've been here before. I've been here before. And then, as them dreams, as like you always been leaving your body, bro. A lot of things work through you, but when you weren't being consciously taught of that, you you looked the other way when it came to that. You just thought it was a dream. But I remember I started waking up because I said to myself, I said, you only get memories from experiences, right? You only get memories. You only get memories from experiences. You get memories from experiences, bro. It's not nothing to sound crazy about. Like, people be like, oh yeah, I be time traveling. And then somebody might respond, oh yeah, you sound crazy as hell. What drugs you be taking? And if someone that had an attachment to that person, or just the, or to attaching to the fact that they actually said that out their mouth, then you can fall back down. That's why you have to understand why they said that. Detached, so it don't fuck with your rise, because you have a cycle that's going, right? We're gonna say 1 and 2. Your rise is coming up this line of symmetry, right? Because this is a parallel. See how the nose was right in between and then it splits? This is like one brain, two brain. One goes, the other one, You feel me? This is one parallel. At your waist, it's a second. That's a cross. When you have your arms up like this, hands up. You got your arms up like this, right? Hands up. That is a U. You put your feet the same way, it is a U down. Now you're harnessing energy from above and harnessing energy from Kai. If you look at my symbol on my name, that's what I'm pretty much trying to say. You're the X in a cycle, not time. All right? Not past, future, none of that shit. You're in a cycle. You're part of a cycle, so you can manipulate the cycle. Not saying manipulate in a bad way or a good way. I'm just saying, like, you could just ask yourself, because you're part of it in the physical, right? Because it's also two parallels: physical, spiritual, right? The physical realm, like, but this is also like the spiritual realm at the same time. It's just however you look at it or where you're at. Because your higher self could be in the spiritual realm, the cosmos, right? And come back to the physical. Or you in the physical can go to the cosmos. Alright. Anyways, bro, I'm just saying, like, these high absorbance, eyes, high absorbance, feet, high absorbance. That's what it's all about. Grounding, getting solar. You do two, both at the same time. Yeah, even at nighttime, you can put your feet in the ground, put your carbon footprint in, raise the frequency to where it blows the clouds out the way. I'm not saying that like it's that simple, but it's really that simple when you realize. When you realize, yeah, that's how I know. If you don't know, when you truly know self, you know the universe. nature, it becomes more interesting, and you pick up everything way faster than anyone that that's not on your wave. Like, stay down, yo. Like, that's how you do anything in life. But I'm just saying, like, when it comes to reversing what they reversed, the sun with the energy above A through Z is trying to help you reverse back. You have to go with the cycle. But really, the cycle is almost up. But you have time. You have time. It was the only thing is your shadow has always been judged either way. But the thing is, I feel like it was a cycle you have to break through the year, right? And whatever you learn from 2019 to now, really your whole life, you have to reflect on your whole life. Because when you ascend, when you unlock these chakras, right, it don't stop at 7. When you unlock your body chakras, you're in the cosmos ascending. This is like when every time you go up, is more part of your soul is getting connected. Because your body represents realms too. And you have different realms in your body. Something that also helps in the physical, because you're supposed to eat what your body naturally feeds for. You're supposed to eat what your body is designed for. I mean, yeah, naturally feeds for. Like me, I know my body feeds for minerals. So if I'm eating shit that's killing the minerals or draining my energy from the minerals, I may not get something, right? So it will make me hungry till I get it. That's why I eat fruit. Niggas be eating small portions of fruit. I mean, if you trying to savor, that definitely help. But me, eat the whole bag of grapes. I'm gonna eat the whole mango. I'm gonna eat 2 pineapples, if not one. I'm gonna eat the whole bag or whatever they're serving it by. Nigga, eat the whole bag. Eat the whole thing. Especially if you trying to eat the whole thing. Like, the greens is like good for the heart chakra. Like, when I was eating grapes, the red ones is good for the root. It help you digest the shit. But the green ones give you energy because it's good for your heart, right? Helps the blood flow in your arteries, right? And the amino acids it has actually helps gain memory because grapes come from grape vines, right? Feel me? Vines are stretch a long way with trees, right? There's a different type of branch, right? But anyways, just saying. I was talking about fruit, but I'm just saying, like, that's just how it be. Like, just look at your colors of your fruits and get tropical with it. Like, and get if just mix the fruits. I like mix the fruits up like a tropical, especially with the berries, or just make them separately. Make them separately. Just label them different ways. You drink this at one point, drink the next one. Just drink a whole rainbow. It don't matter. Just drink the whole rainbow daily, right? Get your you'll see. All right, but that's the physical. The mental part, you need to just like have your throat chakra open in the heart space, and just you have to be ready Like it's cause and effects to everything you do. So to understand the cause and effect, you have to understand you, the other person, and what can happen. Because it's a trinity of things. It's not two-sided stories. It's really supposed to be three between two people. Because there's one person's story, your story, and the story in the middle, the reality of it. That's how it is in your body. Left side, right side, light. Like a light bulb or battery. Positive, negative, light. Or above, below, from the root up. Same shit, right? Because you're really omnipresent everywhere because of your cells and your body replicate is a reflection of the universe. Okay, like that ass down to your cells, but your cells are atoms. So as the air is changing with the atoms, you're being affected by the air you breathe, the light intensity that you're taking in. That's dealing with your cells now, because you're a variant. You took the shot or not, you're a variant. You want this sub cell division to go in a smooth process, right? But at the same time, you don't want to fucking throw your head off. You have to, you just gotta understand this is what I have to do, right? I'm not telling you to listen. I'm just, however you do it in your own head. I'm just saying, like, I suggest you clean your blood up. And I suggest you figure out how you do it naturally so it could help you at times, especially if you get paralysis and shit. Get some herbs, like say like peppermint with the ginger, with the dandelion root and the buckwheat. What's that shit called? This is the brown powder. Oh yeah, get some hibiscus in that thing too. Um, Start with a T. Uh, Frank Mer. What's the other one? I'll show y'all later. But I'm just saying, like, it makes sense because really, to like people get headaches and stuff. Like the key is the blood flow. The blood, your sodium channels have to be open, right? Your true sodium channels have to be open. That's your blood, your melanin, and your uh your plasma. So it cleans up as it heats up. I mean, it needs to be clean as it's heating up because that's going to make your absorption or the process of sub cell division a positive variant. It could be a negative variant or nothing happens at all. Just like the Knight Templar secrets. They said either turn to cannibals, sodomites, or nothing happens at all. But anyways, let's get on this shit real quick, cause this is really why I hopped on. That shit be going left sometimes. My bad. Alright, so but infrared light has no I mean infrared light has longer wavelengths and lower energy than visible light and cannot be seen with the human eye. Mosquitoes, vampire bats, bed bugs, and some snake and beetle species, however, can use portions of the infrared spectrum for vision. Sometimes humans can see infrared energy in the form of heat. Mm. Pit vipers are the animals that are best known to be able to see infrared light. The pit in their name comes from the special pit organ that rests right above the snake's nose. The snake doesn't really use these two eyes. It uses this, right? The pit in their name comes from a special pit organ. This is a pit right here. Okay. You can be the pit of light, pit of fire. Look, pit vipers. Let's see. We don't have to remember pit organs because that's a new way of saying some shit. Dang, what is it? These Polaroid glasses. Oh, pit vipers. Okay, getting somewhere. All right, pit vipers, snake. You got an island. See how his tongue made a V, like like if he had a head or some shit. Snake's Island, Ukraine. Snake's Island. Mm, right by the Black Sea, closer to Ukraine. In between that, Crimea, Constantinople, Crimea. All right, let's look at this map. See, we just gonna go along because I don't have no structure with this. Because really, you know, I don't do that. But look, Constantinople, right? It's right by Ukraine. This is where the war, right? Say we back in that. Let's say ain't no past, present, present. I mean, no past, no future, present, right? We just in cycles. So that being said, we can go back in a cycle. We can go forward in a cycle. We could be in the present with the cycle. That's if you can break out of the cycle. Boom. So look, other than that, the cycle is going to control you and bring you back in this loop. So look, we got Constantinople, right? That's where they came really Constantinople a little bit up in my eyes, like where Ukraine is. So like, all right, let me try. Let me not get off top. All right, so the Western Empire, right? Before they switched to the Eastern Empire, realize I said switch because the family, if you read the story, the family was always there. When it was talking about their bloodline of kings and queens and shit like that, their family was higher ranked before they made their kings and queens. So their families was over the kings and queens. Does that make sense? The families are their kings and queens, right? But they're still over them. That's like me, right? And my first family being first family. And then we like, okay, my daughter gonna be a queen. And then from there on, my daughter's queen, Queen L, and my son gonna be a prince or he gonna be a king. And they gonna do their own thing, right? And go try to colonize these lands. They made a six. They made a six in the eye, right? They made a six. Like I'm saying, they made a six as in uh the locations. They were like the movement, like right here, Georgia. There's a Georgia over here in this area, further a little west, but no, in this area, maybe a little north. It's Georgia, right? Some shit with that Georgia, South America, Georgia, and North America, Georgia. It makes a big ass triangle, and inside that triangle is the Bermuda. So, look, so Snake Island is right where they're doing all this shit at right now. So, something about Snake Island makes me want to look up the history of it. But I'm just recording, trying to learn. Don't, I mean, learn with me. Alright. But look at these snakes, though. Blue pit viper. Achilles. Not sure. Every place, and they be saying it behind like 30 people. They got some scientists on that bitch. And there's some other motherfuckers protecting them. Snake Island, Ukraine. Hmm. Snake Island is an island belonging to Ukraine located in the Black Sea near the Danube Delta. We're getting somewhere. I'm just trying to see what this is about. Because they try to make replicas. So they use animals to replicate shit. But when I go, let me go back to 2017 because I never finished that. 2017, I was told an X flare really hit North Carolina, and it makes sense because when I came, it had reported so much snow, and the last time that happened, I was in Texas, in Dallas, and when I got there, for some reason, it fucking snowed. Like, you feel me? Like, so when I got here, it snowed, but then it did it again. And that was the time. That was the only time I was thugging and everything. I caught the flu. But really, I was just out of shit. And I was throwing up. And remember how to go in the snow and do it all at once, like fucking South Park. I was fucked up. I was like, it's really, I was just trying to stay around. So I had a relationship with my daughter and shit. Yeah, I had to go. Couldn't do it. But like, I came back. But I'm just saying though, like, when that happened, an X flare hit, the magnetic field was up. So 2017 was the 10, right? So 2018 becomes 11, but that's the 2. The 10 is the 1 restart. So 2018 being the 11, right? Or the 2. 2019 is the 12. But the 12 represents Christ-like energy. The 12 represents the 12 disciples. The 12 represents your discernment. The 12 represents 3, rebirth, right? Represents 3. Can't get the 6 or the 9 without the 3 though. That's what I'm saying. There's no number greater than 9. So when you got that 12, you got a 3. When you got the 13, you got a 4. 4 for the elements. 4 represents Zen or represents Zeno or Zeus. It's always a positive aspect and a negative aspect because it's 2 parallels to everything. 2 parallels. But let's get back to it. I'm the parallel Gemini. I connected my lines parallel back with above and below. It was a cross at first, or an X. Feel me? You know what I mean? Let's get it. Alright, so Snake Island, also known as the Serpent Island, or Samin, yeah, y'all see that island. We're gonna say Z Island, maybe Zen Island, is an island belonging to Ukraine located in the Black Sea near the Danube Delta, with an important role in delimiting Ukrainian territorial waters. Location in the Black Sea. Who owns it? The Odessa Oblast. The island has been known since classical antiquity, 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 and oh man, I need to go get my L. Antiquity, and that era during that era hosted a Greek temple to Achilles. All right, Achilles. In Greek mythology, Achilles, a hero of the Trojan War, the greatest of all Greek warriors, and the central character of Homer. He was the son of Nereidus and Peleus, king of Phthia. Achilles' most notable feature during the Trojan War was the slaying of the Trojan prince Hector outside the gates of Troy. Although the death of Achilles is not presented in the Iliad, I don't even know if I'm saying that right. If I'm not, correct me. In the Iliad, um, other sources conquered that he was killed near the end of the Trojan War by Paris, who shot him with an arrow. Later legends beginning the Statius unfinished epic Achilles written in the 1st century AD. In the 1st century AD states that Achilles was invulnerable in all of his body except for one heel. Because when his mother, that's his dip in the river Styx as an infant, she held him by one of his heels, alluding to these legends. The term Achilles heel has come to mean a point of weakness, especially in someone or something with an otherwise strong constitution. The Achilles tendon is also named after him due to these legends. Achilles. uh, boom. Achilles was the son of Thetis and Nereid and Peleus. Saying this wrong, don't mind me. It's just a word. It's like, nah. Because really, shit is just not a word. And that's what I learned. But we getting somewhere. Slowly but surely. If you end up seeing this part, because I didn't edit it, so I'll be taking a lot of space. Anyways, Achilles was the son of them three. Was the son of the Thetis. Alright. Thetis is a figure from Greek mythology with varying mythological roles. She mainly appears as a sea nymph, a goddess of water, or one of the 50 Nereids, daughters of the ancient sea god Nereus. So we got Thetis, Nereus. Female spirit of the seawater. 50 daughters of the old man of the sea Nereus, and Oceanid daughters, sisters to their brother Neretes. They often accompany Poseidon, the god of the sea, and can be friendly and helpful to the sailors, such as Argonauts in their search for the golden fleece. So apparently, they looking for the sun still. Damn. Because they had one son, right? Who did wrong? They was twins. That came from two different fathers. One woman. That's why above the sons is YYX. You just physically can't just come down. Until one takes that fight. Even with that fight, it's going to be guided. Alright, so when it's talking about the nymphs, it's talking about fairies, mermaids, not merely nymph of the sea. Nereid, a moon of the planet Neptune, is named after Nereids as Nereid Lake or Antarctica. Nerees. Yeah, I'm gonna have to edit this shit. Just make it like all different lectures. Real. This shit getting a little tense, my gang. Let's get a little intense. Alright, so let's get it. Where we on? The Nereids. What? Alright, so alright. The Nereids symbolize everything that is beautiful and kind about the sea. Their melodious voices sang as they dance around their father. They are represented as beautiful women crowned with branches of red coral and dressed in the white silk robes trimmed with gold. These nymphs are particularly associated with this Aegean Sea, where they dwelt with their father Nereus in the depths within the Golden Palace. The most notable of them are Thetis, wife of Peleus and mother of Achilles, Amphitrite, Ampher, Amphitrite, wife of Poseidon and mother of Triton, Galatia, the vain love interest of Cyclops, Polyphemus, and lastly Pamathe, who became mother of Phocus by King Aeacus of Aegina. The dio Clymenus and Theono by Proteus, a sea god or king of Egypt. I was just saying like the same shit. And Homer, when Thetis cried out for sympathy for the grief of Achilles, for the slain Patroclus, her sister appeared. Her sisters appeared. Four of her siblings, Cybele, Dahlia, Nasia, blah, blah, blah. Also among the nymphs in the train of Cyrene. Later on, these four, together with their other sisters, as you see there right there, were able to help the hero, Boom, and his crew during a storm. In one account, Cassiopeia, where did I see that name? Because they used that, I think, Delta. We got to go back to that Delta shit, too. Boom. All right, so Cassiopeia boasted that her daughter Andromeda was more beautiful than the Nereids, who were enraged by the claim. Poseidon, in sympathy for them, sent a flood and a sea monster to the land of the Ethiopians, demanding as a will sacrifice of the princess. These sea goddesses also were said to reveal to the men the mystery of Dionysus and Persephone. Dionysus is the god of the grape harvest, winemaking, orchard. What the fuck, bro? I was just talking about shit. Uh, you can tell when it says ancient Greek and that name beside. See that triangle? That's a D for Dionysus. My bad, I ain't pronouncing it. That's why I'm putting it right there. Just if you read better than me, that's cool. I know I could pronounce these big ass words. I mean, I can. It's just, yeah. That's why I need to, I need to link with somebody that's got down on that shit, so we could put both our intellects together, just so we can show people really tap in. So look, is the god grape of the harvest, winemaking, orchard, orchids, and fruit, vegetation, fertility, insanity, ritual madness, religious ecstasy, festivity, and theater, theatry, and ancient Greek religion and myth. He is also known as Bacchus by the Greeks. This name was later adopted by the Romans. The frenzy that induces is Bacchahila, elite as the liberator, his wine, music, and ecstatic dance free his followers from self-conscious fear and care, and subvert the oppressive restraints of the powerful. His Dyrus, a fennel, a fennel stem sceptre, sometimes wound with ivy and dripping the honey, is both beneficial is both a beneficial wand and weapon used to destroy those who oppose his cult and the freedoms he represents. Those who partake of his mysteries are believed to become possessed and empowered by God himself. God of wine, vegetation, fertility, festival, ritual madness, parents Zeus and Semele. His origins are uncertain and his cult took many forms. Some are described by ancient sources as Thracian, others as Greek. In Orphic religion, he was variously a son of Zeus and Persephone, 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 a non or underworld aspect of Zeus, meaning lower self of Zeus, or twice born sons, or the twice born son of Zeus, and the mortal Semele. The illusion mystery identified himself with Aeacus, the son or husband of Demeter. Most accounts say he was born in Thrace, traveled abroad, and arrived in Greece as a foreigner. His attributes of a foreigners as arriving outsider, God, arriving as an arriving outside of God may be an inherent and essentials to his cult, as he as a God epiphany, sometimes called the God that comes. So Zeno, right, is the gift of Zeus. But the feminine aspect of Zeno, because it's a Greek, it's a Greek/Latin word. So the feminine aspect of Xenia is pretty much Greek hospitality. Like they have parties, they bring in a new incomer, right? They bring in that new incomer. They make them feel like home, give them food, just to snake him, right? For his divinity, right? And then they'll take him, have him to come. It's like Black Knight, right? When bruh popped out of nowhere, they looked at him as divine. He pretty much went back in the cycle, made shit better. He learned some shit, came back, right? As he was there. And what you would call a dream. Bro was just out his body, went back in that cycle due to the heart, right? So the Xenia was pretty much like, they bring you in, whoop-de-woo. Then they have a feast. They got all the little statues and faces. So pretty much to sacrifice you to Zeus, right? But it seems like this story is ending up to become one of those. So, let's see. He was a god of epiphany, sometimes called the god that comes. Wine was a religious focus in the cult of Dionysus and his earthly incarnation. Wine could ease suffering, bring joy, and inspire divine madness. Festivals of Dionysus included the performance of sacred drama enacting his myth. The initial driving force behind the development of the theater in the Western culture, the cult of Dionysus is also a cult of the souls. His maenads feed the dead through blood offerings, and he acts as a divine communicant between the living and the dead. He also sometimes categorized as a dying and rising god. Romans identified Bacchus with their own Liber Pater, the free father of the liberal festival patron. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, so they go went too far. Alright. Persephone, well, also called Cora, is the daughter of Zeus and Demeter. She became the queen of the underworld after her abduction by her uncle Hades, the king of the underworld.